Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss about some interesting topic, that is development of face. So the development of face, it depends upon inductive influence of two center. Number one, prosencephalic organic center and rhomencephalic organic center. So this prosencephalic center is derived from precaudal mesoderm. This mesoderm is derived from primitive streak and lies ventral to the prosencephalic organic center, whereas the rhomencephalic center lies ventral to the hindbrain. This prosencephalic organic center gives rise to visual apparatus, inner ear, upper 1/3 of the face, whereas the rhomencephalic organic center give rise to middle ear and external ear, middle 1/3 of the face and lower 1/3 of the face. Now, if we talk about the facial development, it is developed from 5 processes. So, what are the 5 processes? Number 1, unpaired frontonasal process. Number 2, paired maxillary process. Number 3, paired mandibular processes. So this process, or we can say this is a prominence, will be seen around the stomatodium. So this is the stomatodium, that is a future oral cavity. If you see above, we are having the frontonasal process. On either side, this is the maxillary process. Below, this is the mandibular process. So all these processes will be seen around the oral cavity. Now let's see how the frontonasal process is derived. During time of 4th week of embryo, that is the head folding, we can see the 2 bulging will be seen on the ventral aspect of the embryo. So you can see this is a developing brain and this is a developing heart. This is the 2 bulging will be seen in the ventral aspect of the embryo. Between these 2, we can see this area is called as stomatodium. It's forming a future oral cavity. I already mentioned all this prominence will be seen around the oral cavity. Now, if you see the frontonasal process derived from the mesoderm, which covers the forebrain vesicle. So this is the forebrain vesicle. So here the mesoderm, what happened? It's undergo proliferations. Once it undergo proliferation, it leads to downward growth. It leads to downward growth and lies above the stomatodium. Now you can understand this frontonasal process lies cranial to the stomatodium. You can see this diagram. This is the ventral aspect of the embryo. So this is the frontal nasal process. It lies above the stomatodium. This is the future oral cavity. Now you can see next process, that is a paired mandibular process. We already finished the first pharyngeal arch, is otherwise called as mandibular arch. This mandibular arch extends from hindbrain vesicle and passes forward, and once it reaches the midline, it will be fuses with the opposite side. So this mandibular arch or pharyngeal arch, it lies below the stomatodium. From the dorsal end of mandibular process, or we can say mandibular end or mandibular arch, the maxillary process, that is a triangular projection, will be arises from the dorsal end of the mandibular arch. Now you can see this maxillary process, now it lies lateral to the stomatodium. So the facial development is developed from the 5 processes. Unpaired frontonasal process, it lies cranial to the stomatodium. And paired maxillary process lies lateral to the stomatodium. And paired mandibular process lies below or caudal to the stomatodium. So these are the 5 processes. This processes is nothing but it is a mesoderm and it is covered by ectoderm. There is a proliferation of mesoderm and it's covered by ectoderm. Okay. Now, after formation of these processes, first step, there is a formation of nasal placoid. So where the nasal placoid is formed? This nasal placoid is formed in the frontonasal processes. So here you can see this is the frontonasal process lies above the stomatodium. Here what happens? This ectodermal cells is undergo proliferation on either side of the midline. So this ectodermal thickening is called as nasal placoid. So after formation of nasal placoid, what happened? This nasal placoid is invaginate to form a nasal pits. Now this nasal pits will be communicate with the stomatodium or oral cavity. This nasal pits deepens to form a nasal sac. This nasal sac form a anterior nasal aperture. Around the nasal pit, around the margin, we can see horseshoe-shaped mesodermal elevation. So you can see on the medial aspect, this is called as medial nasal process. On either side, this blue color what I show, this is called as lateral nasal process. So this medial nasal process lies between the two nasal pits, whereas lateral nasal process lies lateral to the nasal pits. Next, how the lower lip will be formed. Next, we'll see how the lower lip is formed. That is development of lower lip. So this mandibular process on both sides, what happened? It will be fuses or move towards the midline and fuses with the opposite side. As a result, what happened? The fused mandibular arch and give rise to upper lip, upper jaw, chin and lower part of cheek. You can say this is the derivatives which is coming from the paired mandibular processes. So the paired mandibular process will be fuses in the midline and give rise to upper lip, upper jaw, chin and lower part of the cheek. Okay, next let's see the formation of nasolacrimal duct. You know, the maxillary process which is arises from the dorsal end of the mandibular arch. So this is the maxillary process. This is a triangular projection. So this maxillary process will grow medially and fused with lateral nasal processes. Before fusion, there is a groove. This groove is called as nasolacrimal groove. Here what happened? In this groove, the ectodermal cells undergo proliferation and leads to solid ectodermal cord. Later what happened? This ectodermal cord is detached from the surface ectoderm and will be buried into the underlying mesoderm. As a result, this ectodermal cord is converted into nasolacrimal duct. So, nasolacrimal duct is a ectodermal origin. So, if you see the connection of nasolacrimal duct, above it's connected with the medial angle of the eye and below it's communicated with the inferior meatus of nose. So when the maxillary process grows towards medially, you note here you can see this is the nasal pit. So on either side of the nasal pit, the blue color what I show, this is the medial nasal process. So when the maxillary process grow medially, the medial nasal process of the both the side will be joined on both the side. It will be joined to form a one segment. This segment is called as intermaxillary segment. This intermaxillary segment gives rise to three important structures. Number one, philtrum of upper lip. Premaxilla and primary palate. So this is the three important structures which arises from the intermaxillary segment. Number one will be the philtrum of upper lip. Number two will be the premaxilla, which contains the 4 incisor teeth. and primary palate. So in the skull, you can see the primary palate lies in front of the incisive fossa. So this, after formation of this intermaxillary segment, it continues above with the nasal septum. Now, when the maxillary process grow medially, the medial nasal process also grow towards medially to form a intermaxillary segment. Simultaneously, the frontonasal process also become narrow and involve the formation of forehead, dorsum of nose and tip of nose. So, these are the derivatives which is coming from the frontonasal processes. Next, we'll go for development of upper lip. So this maxillary process, when it fuses with the lateral nasal process and gradually it is fuses with the medial nasal process. As a result, what happened? This nasal pit separated from stomatodeum. So this maxillary process, first it fuses with the lateral nasal process and gradually grow medially and fuses with the medial nasal process. As a result, what happened? This nasal pit communication will be cut off from the stomatodeum. So this is the formation of upper lip. Now you understand first, this is the lateral part of upper lip. This is medial part of upper lip. So if we talk about the mesodermal origin, the lateral part of the lip is arises from the maxillary process on both the side, whereas in the medial part it is derived from, that is philtrum of upper lip is derived from frontonasal processes. This is about the mesodermal origin. Next, come to the ectodermal origin. On the lateral side, it is covered by ectoderm of maxillary processes. On the medial side, that is on the philtrum of the upper lip, its above also is covered by ectoderm of maxillary process. That's why the upper lip innervation, the whole ectoderm is derived from the ectoderm of maxillary process. That's why the upper lip is supplied by the maxillary division of trigeminal nerve. Next, we'll see about the development of nasal cavity.